Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's a very sunny day today, and I was just resting under this guava tree, and I've realized most of them are ripe, and that has made me look like these ones. There are so many of them, and that has really made me to think back, because I remember when we were little kids, we used to play in these trees. With these trees, I mean, hit the guava trees. I'd even play in the compound, and since that is no longer happening, I'm seeing the only one sitting the guava trees are the birds, because we have a lot of birds in the compound, simply because there are a lot of trees. And I think these guava tree give them the full habitat for them, because they have now food next to them. And also oftenly there are usually some monkeys that usually also come just to eat them. Whenever they see someone, they run away, but they're usually just in the compound. You see, like, these are birds have eaten, so most of the time they rot, because if you look like that one, birds have eaten it, then they usually leave it that way, then flies come in and make them rot. But while we were young, our favorite one was that one over there. We've recently cut it because of the electrical cables, so the branches were extending to the cable, so we had to cut them, and I'm seeing it even regrowing. It's growing again, and I think this one is good. This one was the sweetest one in the compound, because we used to play here a lot. Yeah, so welcome to the channel. For my new subscribers, I'm grateful for the support, as well as for my returning viewers. And I was just here, I also realized that the compound is beginning to grow weeds. You see, like these ones. I think in November last year, I took my time because I went to Nyabohanze, stayed for a while. I usually used to move around, not that much, but I never had time to be at home. So when I came back, I found the compound, this one, especially this one, a little bit bushy, and it had these weeds. I don't know the name, but these are the weeds, and they are growing up again, because I think we've taken a while since we cleared the compound of the weeds. And one of the most important things that we should do, just to keep away the weed, is to uproot them. The last time I came, I slashed them because the compound was big, and I had a lot of area to cover, so I just slashed them so that I could move quickly. But now they're growing up, and they should be uprooted. I know taking care of a compound is usually one of the most important things after building, because people usually take their time to build and build and build, and even fence the compound. Now the next thing is just to maintain it, because maintenance part of anything is usually the most hectic, whether it be a car, whether it be a house, whether it be anything that you have to maintain over time. Usually that's the catch. So one of these days, I think I'm gonna take time and just to uproot all the weeds, so that we have a very nice compound. The compound itself is so nice, with some guava trees. I think this is the season of guavas, because I'm seeing a lot of guava trees. Recently I've been also seeing monkeys, as I've said. We usually have them in the village, but they like our home. I don't know why. I think because of trees and few people in the compound, so they don't there's no conflict, I mean. But they also don't destroy our crops. Apart from the bananas, if you leave them to ripe in the farm, they will eat it. But also, because there's no such conflict as much, they just stay. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna take my time someday and just uproot them. Even if it takes me, like, I know uprooting them is quite hard. It can take me maybe a month, but I know once I'm done, with it, then they'll no longer be here, except for once they grow up to maturity, they release seeds, and those seeds are the ones that make them grow a lot. I know even if I uproot, there are some that will still grow because of the seeds, but if I uproot them constantly, keep doing it, they'll be over. And also this grass, it's the normal grass, and I think weeds are how do I say it, weeds love it. Not really love it, but weeds are stronger than them. Yes, weeds are stronger than the grass. There usually some types of grass that we've grown in the compound. They usually spread, and they grow with vigor. They grow like they spread a lot. Yeah, so it's very hard to find weeds growing in between them. But this type of grass, they leave spaces on the ground and make weeds grow. So maybe also one day we'll change the grass. We have two types of grass. There's this one that let me show you. Let me just find a perfect place. This grass, you see, this one is kinda, they started planting it here just in front of the house, but it never spread to other parts. So maybe we'll spread it and see the result. And also I want to show you something, because we are in the village, and if you're in the village and you don't keep poultry, you don't keep livestock, I don't know which village you are in, but for us, we keep a little bit of poultry, not that much, because also I think there was a time which we had a lot of poultry, but I think it's like up and down. So we have the reason why we even keep them is because of the livestock, and sometimes they poo in the compound, and if you have poultry, it balances the ecosystem, because especially the ants, they dig the ground, so whenever they find poop, even for sheep, they balance, and even the grass find manure to grow. So the balance must be there, especially if you have a very big compound that you can't really maintain every day. Keep the birds, they'll help you maintain it, because as they spread the cow dungs, the grass also find manure to grow, and like that. So the balance is usually unique. Yeah, so let me just show you one of our, we usually also keep duck apart from hens, but it seems like they are resting. I'm gonna find a perfect time to just show you them, and maybe talk about them also. So our duck, it's over here, and it has hatched today. We made this space specifically for chicks, but now because we have small ducks, we place them here. So they are like 7. You see the way the mother is very furious. So this one is just water and some I'm seeing it's flour. Yeah, so it's very sunny, that's why we placed water for them. You see the yellow ones, these ones, the mother is very furious, so the yellow ones will turn white. See the way they are yellow, the mom is white. Yeah, so the mom is very furious. So see down there, they are cute, very cute. We don't usually eat ducks, but we love them, because if you live in a village and you are in a homestead, and most of the time you will find yourself alone, but if you experience the ducks maybe bathing, running around, playing, it makes it interesting. It makes your day interesting. And not also even apart from the ducks, any poultry, the cattle, when you have them, it makes your day interesting. So we don't usually hit them, but I've tried. I tried it once, and the meat is tastier. I'd say it's very tasty, but the texture, it's very soft. It's different from chicken. So I tested it just to have the experience of duck meat, but I never enjoyed it because I think I'm used to chicken meat. So preferably, we've been trying to keep them for a while. Growing them is they don't grow easily as compared to chickens. So maybe one day, if we have so many of them, we'll just figure a way to also lower their population. We have some dogs, small puppies. So maybe if they grow up, we'll have a diet for them, for the duck. Yeah, because for me, I think even for generally our family, we don't like duck meat. But as I've said, I just tested it for the experience. Yeah, it's very tasty. I'd say it's very sweet, because if I really compare it with the chicken meat, it has a lot of taste. But yeah, maybe you can taste it. Most people don't like it for many reasons, but it's also better to experience new things. It doesn't hurt. Yeah. So we'll keep them. The other time I was feeding, we also have some chicks that we usually keep at the garage. So I usually take care of them because that's where we usually keep our things. And also my motorbike is over there. So whenever I usually go there, when I'm bored, just to have a look at the bike, maybe things I can change, I usually try to feed them, give them water, so that they can grow. You know, chickens are more economical in our areas compared to the duck. So we've been working on the electrical part of the house, and before we put on the windows and even the doors, we started by drilling. And today we've already completed installing the pipes, because they are PVC pipes. So we add a couple of sockets, and also we changed a little bit for the design, also with the places that we were trying to put the socket, making sure that that place was suitable. So these are the places that for example, this part, we drilled it, then realized it was too close to the other one, because we wanted even guests, when they come, some can charge on the other side, and also people sitting on this side can charge on this socket. And also just also putting our TV screen, the sockets will be in the middle. Initially it was here near the wall, so we decided to place it in the middle for suitability, because if you put it here, we'll be forced to use extension cables if you want to place the TV screen there, or if you don't want to put the extension, we'll be forced to put it here, which won't be a suitable place. And we also don't want a lot of cables in the running around in the house after plastering. So we want the cables to be in the wall and only the sockets to be available. So if you see for this side, in the dining hall, we've already placed one, because this is the dining, but we are planning to add more, maybe one on the other side, because the sink will be around in that corner, because you have to do the planning prior, so that that one will guide you where to put the sockets. So these rooms, I'm seeing the socket is over here. So he did it through the wall and placed it here, because the wardrobes will be there. And I'm seeing this one, they love to change. They love to change these. and put it here, because the wardrobes will be on this wall. Because if you put the wardrobes here, the whole space will have a very big space for the bed also on this side. And even if you want to put a table, a small table, it will be just near the socket. This other room has also one socket, also drilled on the other side through the wall. Yeah, because if we want one socket on this room, and there's also another socket on the other room, we just pass the PVCs on the wall instead of just drilling now again. It saves time and cost. Yeah. So these are the rooms, washrooms. I'm seeing we have 2 sockets. So some sockets are for light, some are for charging. So you see this one also, we have another socket. So I'd probably say we are done with the piping. I'm seeing this one is for light, I know, and also this one is for light. And you know, the person that did this is our cousin. So he's not completed the job yet, because putting pipes is one thing, and he'll come again and do the electrical part of it. I don't know whether he has placed the meter box, but it's still not there. It's supposed to be put here, because the cable running from the pole, the electrical pole, is at the back of the house. So you have to place the meter box close, because the cable that runs to the meter box, or even to the kitchen, is usually very thick and very expensive. So if you put the meter box far away from the cable running from the electrical pole, you'll have to incur some more expense. And also the cable is usually thick, because it's the one that you use for gas cookers, the one used for fridge. So it has to be, it's different from the rest. When they will be doing the installation, I'll show you, the cable is usually very different. So it's usually in the kitchen. Some people put it in the corridors, but we decided to put it in the kitchen, somewhere up here, up there. So it will be very suitable. So even if we run a cable to the fridge and also to the cooker, it will be good, because even that's how our cousin advised us, and also my dad decided to put it that way. If we look at this master bedroom, I'm seeing, because they are planning to put the wardrobes on this wall all the way to the other side, then probably the bed will be at this part. That's why they decided to put the pipe or the socket over there. And there are washrooms. I'm seeing these ones are for light. I've already done this one, is also for light, because this part, this is the dressing room. They've preserved this wall for maybe mirrors and wardrobes, places they can put shoes, clothes. Yeah, so generally we are done. It wasn't a very hard task, because our cousin drilled the wall for like 2 days, because now he was working comfortably just inside the compound. There's no strict supervision, so he was just doing at his own pleasure. He drilled for like 2 days, then installed the pipes for like some hours the following day. Yeah, so it was an easy peasy job for him. So once we are done, we are done with the piping, because this is just the piping. We'll now buy the sockets. This is the socket that extends to the other part. You see that one? It goes to the wall to the other part. So we'll now buy the sockets, and once the people that are doing the plastering are done, that's when we are going to install the sockets. Then start the floor. The only piping remaining are the ones for the septic tanks only, and the ones for the kitchen, for the drainage for the sink. Those ones only are the ones that are remaining, and we should do, how do we call, because I've been trying to say the name for it, but I don't know, the table that usually people place on the sink, how do we call those ones? Are they also drawers, or I don't know? But we have to make the sink first before plastering. It's good we have a couple of bricks and also some bags of cement I think remain, but we'll be forced to add some. We usually use Simba cement. It's always 50 kgs and quite affordable, best for construction. Most people use it, so it's the most reliable one around this area. And before we start plastering, we'll have to make the sink. And we were very designing the kitchen, very posed a challenge to us. That's why we're still taking time, because if you do the planning in orderly, you'll be forced, because you have to also put in mind if you put a small space for the fridge, you'll be forced to buy a small fridge. If you put a small space for gas cookers, you'll be forced to buy small gas cookers. So those are the type of things that we are trying to also bring up in the conversation. So whatever we'll do, we'll make it quite flexible, so that even if we have maybe we change later in mind, we change our mind later to have a very big fridge or a very big gas cooker, the space that will be left will fit. So I think we'll take our time, but it's not something hard, because most of the hard thing in terms of construction we've already even completed. The rest are the finishing parts, the smaller parts of it. And even putting on the inner doors, I think isn't that challenging as compared with the designing or the arrangement of the kitchen. But all in all, we'll do it. We've come a very far, and we are still going far with the house, still having more finishing part of it. So the bricks are already done. I've been saying it a couple of times, and we just covered it in case it rains, they don't get destroyed. However, once you burnt a brick like this, even if it rains, you can store them. Most people even put them in their compounds. They don't get ruined if the bricks were nicely made and strongly made. But for us, we decided just to take precautions, because we want the best bricks and not the ones that have degraded or been eroded by nature. So we decided to just cover them with our plain sheets. The plain sheets we use for making our pillars, they're still standing strong, and with the help of these sheets over here, they can be still reused. They are not damaged. So we decided just to cover them up and help preserve them, maybe for future use. If we look at the pillars, I'd say they are not oversized and they are not also so small, because they are fitting. We were gauging the diameter of the pillars with the lintel, because they have to be uniform. Because if you make the lintel big and the pillars small, it won't look good. If you make the pillars small and the lintel big, again it won't look nice. So you have to make sure that your pillars and the lintel are uniform, because they're the ones supporting the house, making the house stand. Yeah, so they're nice. And because my last video we did some harvest, so we just prepared some place for them to sun dry. Usually this is part of the compound because we have cattle, and if we hide them in this corner, they won't be able to see, because if they eat dry maize, that's the end of them. Yeah, usually they get very sick. So any cattle, whether sheep, goat, cows, any. So we just hide them there. The sun is so strong today. Seems like it's going to. Usually over here, when people see sunshine too much, they say it's gonna rain. But for me, I'll always look at the clouds. If the sky is clear, there's no rain. You see, if we have a lot of cloud and probably dark ones, then it's gonna rain. So usually when it's so shiny like today, we just find ourselves resting beneath these trees. They provide very good shade, very nice. Even the grass is cold. It's cool, not cold, cool. You can walk barefoot if your feet are, if you're hot, maybe because of the sun, you can walk barefoot. It will help with cooling off. Yeah. So, and also because I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, the guys that were doing the windows, they messed up with one window. It's been a couple of days. I haven't asked my dad because I know he's sorting the issue out, so I don't want to bring it up more often. But it's been a couple of days. I've not seen those guys come back, because the material that they use, the window is still here. I doubt if they'll use another material again. They'll have to use the one that was made, because we bought the materials for them. Initially they came, measured all the windows, gave us the quotation, we bought all the materials, gave them to make. So I doubt if they have extra, so they'll have to use the one that they put the wrong measurements. So I'm saying it's been a couple of days and I'm not seeing them come. I don't know what they are planning, but they forced us to pause, because if they had done the window like the rest, we could have completed the window and forgotten the windows, and only maybe thinking of the window panes. But since now our window is still open like this, I can't say it's done. Can't really say it's done. You see, our door frames are ready for all the rooms, because there are some places that we won't put, for instance, just for the house to be spacious, because if you put too many doors now, ruins everything. So these parts, because these are the entrance into the washrooms, this part, we won't put any doors. We will only put inside the washroom, because this part is the dressing room. You can put either sink on whatever wall they'll decide, put some extra drawers, and people can put there. Maybe you can also put a washing machine in this room, because it's big enough, because it's also next to the washroom. You can put a washing machine, some drawers, and also some shoe racks. Yeah. So on this door, we won't put, on this entrance, we won't put any door, same as the one on the other side. So that's why I was saying we've only made the door frames for the places we want to put the doors only. For like let me show you the washroom. So there's this, see, there are two doors, the one entering into the room and the one entering into the washrooms. So on this one, this part, we won't put any door. We'll only put the door for the main washrooms over there, because this is, I think it's a very private room. So even if you put only this door, once it's locked, these other rooms on the inside, it's already safe. No one can what I'm trying to say that you can have your privacy. Yeah, so I think we'll wait for the guys that did the windows. The person that came and did the quotation, we spoke at large, we even became friends, and I think even told me where they were making the doors. So I think he'll also come back, because through that conversation is when I knew that they've been in business for like a decade. And yeah, so let's hope they keep contact so that we can do away with the windows and also start thinking on something else. It's in the afternoon, and while I was at home here, I was hearing a lot of noise for the engines. I'm guessing the guys that are making the roads are already back. So let us go and check. I think this is the final foundation. Then they now put on the tarmac. Is it tar or yeah, something like that? So it's always black and hot, and I'm so happy because these are signs of developments, especially in our village. So, and I'm guessing I'm not even guessing, in the nearby maybe months, if you're coming from home, maybe let's say it's very it's muddy, maybe it has really rained, and our roads were maram. So whenever you add maybe car or a motorcycle, it could have been very dirty if it rains. But now, since they are making the road tarmac, it will be very easy maintaining your motorbike or your car. The wheels won't be muddy, the roads will be clear. So I think they are making the topmost boys. What's that? Korune job, korune job. My final. Moro migoga ma black cha, ma chalo chips cha. Konino. So the guy was asking. So the guy was asking if our place, because we have a politician just next to our home, so he thought that our home is a home for politicians. That was new. So the guys that are making the roads, it's like because the guy directing them, it seems like they are making it I'm seeing the road will be very raised. Initially it was down because they were making it and remaking it and remaking it, and the process digging it. You see how this part are slanted. Yeah, and also because I'm filming and I'm in the village, and some of the guys, someone is telling me why am I filming him, and it was the guy driving this truck. So I think he's afraid because he thinks like I'm one of the officials. So he's driving, me I'm standing over here at our gate, and the guy is asking me if I'm why am I filming him? No, it's crazy. Anyway, some people are always like that. So let's say I'm in the village and they're behaving like that. What if I could have been in the city? So I think that's part of filming or part of vlogging. because of the noise, let me just head back home. Yeah, so apparently our home looks like a home for a politician. Initially I thought the guy was lost. Little did I know he was just asking which home is this one. Then I'm telling him, because you know people around know our home with the last name of my grandfather. So I tell him the name and he just goes away. And I figured out maybe he wasn't lost. He was just asking for the home, which home this is. Yeah, so I feel nice knowing that we are also developing our homestead, such that people want to know more about it. But anyway, I think we are just starting. In the next maybe few years, maybe it will be much better than, I'm not saying it's what, but it will be much better. So it's very calm. I've come away from the noise. So it's so dusty, you know, because of they are putting on the sand on the road, so the dust is coming all this way. Yeah, but so far so good. I think they are also working very fast, such that when it rains, it finds them, maybe they are almost complete. Because now if you are even any construction, I doubt if any construction, the guys really like rain. They try as much as possible to avoid the rainy season. So I'm seeing our chicks, it's like they want to enter. So that's how we usually call them. So over here it's always their food and also water. Yeah. So I've just opened the door so that they can get in. So these were the first chicks. I think I did a video some few weeks ago. They are now grown, really grown. At the time when I did the video, they were like weeks old, like almost a week, not even weeks, 1 week old. So they are now grown, and in the nearby, because you know they are local chicks usually takes time to mature, but in the next maybe 4 or 5 months they'll be ready to start hatching eggs. Yeah, so sunny. So our cows are also under the shade. If you look at this one, the other one is over there, the other one is over there, and even I am at the shade, you see. Yes. So I think with that I'm gonna end my video. It's so sunny, the sun, it's if I estimate, because the sun is up there, maybe it's 4. Let me just check. It's 3:10, almost 4. So I'll just end my video for today. It has been really nice chatting with you guys, or even interacting with you whenever you post. I'm so grateful for the support. So wherever you are, take care of yourself, take care of your families, and let's meet in my next video. Bye bye.